why do you have this complex system? Why to make all these simple things complex? Why not just you are the owner of the wealth and just distribute it to whomever you want? It's your wealth. You have earned it in a hard, most difficult way. You work 20 hours, 22 hours. You sacrifice most of the things and to acquire all this wealth. So you should have a complete freedom to just give it whomever you want, or just give it to the people you like. Just give it to him. Why make this system so complex? Why have this inheritance system? This is the question you will always get when you talk about the inheritance. This is why just दे दो, बेटा और बेटी को बांट दो, इक्वली बांट दो दोनों को, सब बच्चे बराबर है, बेटा और बेटी सब बराबर है, बीवी को दे दो, बेटी दे दो, जिसको देना है दे दो, आपकी वेल्थ है. That's what they say. But is it correct? Is it, what happens if I just give it to the people whom I wish, or if I implement the the inheritance or miras comes into picture only when you die. When a person dies, then only the inheritance topic comes into the picture. Otherwise, if a person is alive, no, it is not inheritance. It is not inheritance. If he or she distributes the wealth, it is not inheritance. But can a person do that? What happens if you do it? You see, first of all, we need to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most wise. Is the most wise. If He does something, that means there is a hikmat behind it. He doesn't talk, He doesn't make rules and regulations and laws just out of the whims and desires or just for the sake of it. No, He doesn't do anything like that. That is the human nature. He is not human. So the fact that He has established this system, there has to be some sound reason for it. Why did He establish system? Why cannot I just make a will or give it to whomever I want? First of all, let's say somebody decides, okay, I'm going to implement the inheritance system while I'm alive itself. Okay, whatever you say, I'm going to follow it, but I'm going to do it in my life itself so that they don't fight afterwards. So even though you are following the Quran or you're following whatever is being commanded by it as the imperative, but still you cannot do it, because you see, let's say somebody takes his complete wealth and distributes it in his inheritors, whoever are the valid inheritors. He consults a sheikh and he asks, okay, who are my inheritors? And then he distributes all the wealth to them. Fine. So what's wrong with that? Here's the first problem. Firstly, as soon as a person distributes his wealth to his inheritors, the inheritors, including his sons, his own sons, daughters, wife or wives, they have got everything what they wanted. All the wealth is already there now. Now, they don't need you. Whatever was with you has already come. So in most of the cases, either they will kick you off, or if they have little bit of shame remaining, they might keep you in that house which you don't own as a servant. And this is common around us. I have myself seen these examples, multiple examples. I'm sure you have also might have seen it, that once the inheritors, the children, especially when they get their wealth, they don't care about their parents. Most of them. I'm not talking everyone. I'm talking mostly. We are talking about in general. Mostly. This is the human nature. This is the human nature. That once you get your wealth, now what's the point? Now what's this old person I have to take care every now and then? He or she is sick. You have to take them to the hospital. They are not sleeping at the night. They have problems going to the washroom. So we have to help them out. They are crying. They are yelling. We have to hold their hand, take them here. This is all burden. This all feels burden because their wealth is already come. This is the first major drawback. Now, Islam did not establish the inheritance system because of this. No, this is just a warning. This is just one of the side effects. No, Islam don't say that because so that the children take care of the parent, the inheritance is given after the death. No, that's not the reason. This is just one of the side effects. There are many side effects. The other could be when a person gives away his wealth to his inheritors. Let's say he has 3 sons. So he distributed his wealth to his sons and daughters and everybody. So he has distributed all the things in his life itself. Now let's say, unfortunately, one of his son dies after some time. Before he dies, one of his son dies. Now what happens? You have already given the share of his inheritance to him, but he has died. Now if somebody dies before you die, he is not qualified to take your inheritance. To qualify for the inheritance, you should be alive. So by overthrowing or by overlooking this system of trying to bypass, हद से तजावुज करने की इसमें आपने ऐसा काम कर दिया कि now you cannot fix it. Now you cannot fix it. You gave the inheritance to someone who has already died. So this could be the another side effect, right? Now, what the other problem could be, once you distribute your wealth and now you are still alive. So maybe you are doing some active business or passive earnings are there which you are accumulating. So what happens to that additional wealth? Now what do you do when you die? Do you distribute it one more time? Or if you live much longer, what do you do with the additional wealth that you have with you? You will do one more time, and then third time when you die. So the inheritance will go on in the multiple routines. No, it doesn't work like that. Inheritance has to be done only once. Some people, what they do, they make a will that once I die, this should be given to him, this should be given to her, this should be given to, they make all these shares and put a condition, this is after I die. Now what happens? Once you put such a condition, what happens to the human nature? They are just waiting for you to die. They want you to die. Some of them are even praying, oh Allah, take him up, take her up, so that I get my wealth. They cannot wait. They just want to enjoy that wealth. So they outwardly they might not be showing, but inwardly they are just waiting, when are you going to die? And some people are so desperate, they can't even wait that longer. They can't. So they will even go to the extent of hatching a plot or planning to get rid of you. Either they themselves will do it, or they will get it done through someone else, so that they get the wealth quicker. And there are thousands and multiple examples of it around you. There's no need to elaborate on it. We have all seen. You just even if you watch those criminal TV shows like the Crime Patrol and all those things, they show you the live cases from the police files, and most of them are something like this, based on this, that most of the cases are that the person wanted to acquire the wealth of his uncle, his father, whatever it is, and they go to any extent. Yes, this can also happen in the Islamic inheritance system, but there is a provision for it. That somebody might argue, yeah, this even can happen in Islamically, because Islam says that the inheritance comes into picture only after you die. Yes, it can happen in the Islamic system also, but what Islam says is that the inheritance laws say that if it is proved that the person who has died was killed by someone who was supposed to be one of the inheritor, if his hand is involved, or if he has planned it, whatever it is, then he will not get a single penny from that inheritance. If it is proven, if it is established that he had a role to play in this murder, then he completely loses it. So this fear of getting caught just stops people from taking this extreme step. But these are some of the things. There could be many other drawbacks. The most serious thing that I feel is, by doing this act of what I just said, that distributing the inheritance while you are alive itself, or following the inheritance procedure while you are alive itself, we are basically challenging the law set by our Creator. We are basically indirectly challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that okay, you made this law, that's fine, you did whatever you wanted, आपने कर दिया जो करना था, अब मैं करूँगा जो मुझे करना है. I will do what I want to. This is my wealth. This is what we are saying by taking these actions. So that is why, to avoid all this happening, what is the way out? We need to learn about this topic. We need to know about this topic. Unless and until we know the rules, we cannot follow it. So that's how important it is. So once you know it, then you will know that what you should do it and what should not be done, inshallah.